You're watching NTC News, DeKalb County's only television news source, on the campus of Northern Illinois University and from the Northern Television Center. This is NTC News Tonight.
An era is coming to an end at NIU. Good evening. I'm Fiorella Cole, and thanks for joining us.
And I'm Ryan Sherwood. After 13 years at Northern, President John Peters will be stepping down in June. Peters has taken initiatives for NIU like the 2020 vision, even while facing tragedies such as the 2008 shooting. The Board of Trustees must now begin the process of selecting the new president. The board will announce the search committees for the candidates on November 8th. The process could take at least 6 months, and the board hopes to identify the new president in the spring of 2013.
Ryan, you know that Illinois is the prairie state, right?
That's right. Who doesn't?
Well, you'd be surprised. But what most people don't know is that Illinois is having a hard time living up to its name. Kristen Vanderbrook explained how DeKalb residents are lending a helping hand to preserve our prairie lands.
The state of Illinois was once covered in endless fields of native prairie grasses. Over time, those fields have diminished to almost nothing, and it's looking almost impossible to ever return to those days of vast rolling fields. However, there is still a small shred of hope to keep the prairie lands alive. Local volunteers gathered in Afton Park, just south of Peace Road, to dedicate their time gathering prairie seeds and replanting them in an effort to preserve as much of the prairie lands as they can.
The standard thought is that about 99.99% of the native prairie is gone. There are just little remnants here and there. Encourage citizen participation by inviting volunteers to come out and help us collect and then later plant seed in our restoration projects.
Not only are they restoring these prairie grasses, but they are also making sure to remove any invasive plant species that have been overtaking the area. Sweet clover is just one of the invasive species seen here that volunteers make sure to get rid of. Although the warm weather has disappeared, volunteers still find enjoyment getting outdoors to help towards the cause.
Well, I love coming to the natural areas, and I really do take advantage of the DeKalb Forest Preserve District, and so it's a way to contribute and give that back to the community.
While efforts have been made to restore the prairie grasslands, it may take several decades before they get close to once looking like they did before. In the meantime, people can enjoy the life they put back into Mother Nature. Christine Vandenbroek reporting for NTC News in DeKalb.
Thanks, Kristen. DeKalb County Forest Preserve is holding another prairie seed collection this coming Saturday. For more information, you may contact the Forest Preserve at 815-895-7191.
With fall officially here, someone has to pick up all the leaves. DeKalb City crews are starting their daily leaf pickup today and will run through November 2nd. However, after October 19th, it will be divided into separate dates for each section of the city. Residents are being told to rake leaves before their scheduled pickup. Items like sticks, branches, and rocks should not be included. Landscape waste dumpsters are being offered as an alternative to leaf pickup.
A Sycamore man is in trouble with the law and his mother after a motorcycle accident. Police say that Ian Picuro got into an accident which threw his mother off the back of the motorcycle just after midnight. He then allegedly fled the scene, leaving his mother behind. He has been charged with leaving the scene of a personal incident accident and obstruction of justice.
A weird burglary at the Edgebrook Country Club outside of Sandwich has police looking for your help. Police say that 7 golf carts were taken from the country club. Crime Stoppers is offering up to $1,000 for information about the crime.
The fungal meningitis outbreak is spreading into Illinois.
And students in Evergreen Park are getting back to the classroom. These are today's state lines.
A Chicago resident is the first person in Illinois to be linked to the fungal meningitis outbreak. The state health department says the person received an epidural injection for one of the lots recalled in the Massachusetts company at the center of the case. The drug has sickened about 200 people in 13 states, killing 15.
Students in Evergreen Park are back in class today. Teachers in the suburban Chicago district hit the picket lines 2 weeks ago Evergreen Park's 1,800 students missed 8 days of classes before negotiators reached a deal Friday to end the strike.
A Cook County judge is likely to keep her job even though she has been charged with misdemeanor battery. 54-year-old Cynthia Brim is accused of pushing sheriff's deputies at a courthouse. Voters in Cook County haven't unseated a judge in 22 years.
A new report says the University of Illinois and Illinois State University have the lowest student loan default rates among Illinois public schools. U of I's default rate is 2.5%, while ISU's is 3%. The statewide average is nearly 14.5%. Those are today's state lines.
You know, it turned out to be a very windy and rainy weekend in DeKalb.
Yes, it did. Stephanie Mead is here now. Stephanie, please tell us that rain's going to stay away.
Well, it should stay away for at least 2 more days, but as we progress through the rest of the week, the rain might show up again. Although today it's looking like rather beautiful outside. We have nice clear skies and sunny. Tomorrow around the area we should be seeing temperatures mild in the 70s, DeKalb 70 degrees, Peoria 74, Rockford 70. Stay with us, you're watching NTC News Tonight.
Nice. No. Oops. Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy.
Works every time.
Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
Hi and welcome back. Today, a beautiful day compared to the weekend. We were seeing lots of showers and cloudiness around the area, but today beautiful. We'll be at a high at around 59 degrees, a little cooler compared to our normal around that's supposed to be around 62. But another beautiful day, and hopefully that will continue on through the week. But as you see here on our surface map, we have a nice high pressure system down to our south, and as you can see up to our north, we have a low pressure system which will bring in maybe chances of showers for the remainder of the week. But as you see, this warm front slowly dissipates as we move on into tomorrow night. So we should be seeing nice, calm weather conditions around the area. Here on our national temperatures map, we have a nice warm bubble in the middle of the United States, which is bringing them nice 90-degree temperatures. But here in DeKalb, we're going to be at the mid-50s to lower 60 degrees today. As we head into tonight, it's going to be around 44 degrees with mostly cloudy skies, a very calm night in comparison to what we've been seeing over the past couple of days. And the clouds should continue within tomorrow as well. We should be at around 70 degrees, again with mostly cloudy skies, but again, a very nice day for you guys tomorrow. And into tomorrow night, we will be around 54 degrees with partly cloudy skies, with, again, another mild night with nice winds coming out of our southwest, giving us a nice warmer temperature. As we plan out the rest of our week, then the only nice day is looking like Tuesday. We have chances of rain for Wednesday and Thursday, but we will be able to tell you for sure if there's any rain over the next couple of days. That's it for the weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Stephanie. The attempted killing of a Pakistani girl is sparking a backlash across the world.
And a major Wall Street player is facing a discrimination suit. Here's what's happening in today's World Watch.
Thousands of people filled the streets of Karachi yesterday, rallying in support of team activist Malala Yousafzai. Malala was shot in the head by Taliban gunmen on her way home from school last week. They shot the 14-year-old because of her vocal support for the education of girls and rights of women. The attempt to kill her has rallied the country and people across the world to condemn the Taliban for its actions.
The former king of Cambodia, who was never far from the center of his country's politics through a half-century of war, genocide, and upheaval, has died. A government spokesman said Norodom Sihanouk died of natural causes early Monday in Beijing, where he had traveled for medical treatment. He was 89.
Wall Street banking giant Morgan Stanley is being sued for discrimination. The ACLU is accusing them of discriminating against African American homeowners and violating federal civil rights laws by providing funding for risky mortgages. The lawsuit is the first to connect racial discrimination to the process of bundling subprime loans into mortgage-backed bonds. Morgan Stanley says the allegations aren't true.
The world is still buzzing up today about Felix Baumgartner. Yesterday, the Austrian became the first skydiver to break the sound barrier when he jumped from this balloon capsule more than 128,000 feet above the Earth. That's a full 24 miles high. Baumgartner reached a maximum speed of nearly 834 miles an hour over the New Mexico desert. That amounts to Mach 1.24. And that's today's World Watch. Let's take it over to Eli Gain with NTC Sports.
Thank you, Fiorella. And as she mentioned, I'm Eli Gain with NTC Sports. Now, I'm sure this past weekend, all of you knew what was going on. It was homecoming, of course. Hopefully, everyone got a chance to support our Huskies athletics. But if you didn't, don't worry, we got all the action for you. We had football, men's and women's soccer, and some volleyball. So first off, we're going to take you to Husky Stadium on Saturday afternoon, where they hosted the Buffalo Bulls, and you see the boys getting all ready to go inside of the Jordan Center, and they would get off to a great start in this one. Jordan Lynch is going to fake the pitch to Leighton Settle, gets it to Deron Brown with a stiff arm there, telling him to get off him, takes it across the plane for a 12-yard score, caps off a 13-play, 75-yard drive, NIU up 7-0. Beat down continues in the second. Akeem Daniels takes it in from 1 yard out, giving the Huskies a 14-3 cushion. Daniels had 3 carries for 15 yards and that TD on the afternoon. Huskies next possession. Jordan Lynch, you've seen it time and time again, goes up the gut for 4 yards to the end zone. Head coach Dave Doran, after the game, said this is the most complete game the Huskies have played in his 2 seasons as the head coach. Buffalo, nothing on offense. Got sacked 4 times combined between the 2 quarterbacks. And freshman Marlon Moore, he had 2 picks from Alex Zordich. He earned MAC West Defensive Player of the Week. Huskies take it 45-3 over Buffalo. And a couple of hours before that game, the men's soccer team hosted the 3rd-ranked Akron Zips on Saturday. If you don't really know Akron too well, they're pretty good. That's why they have that number 3 ranking. Just 2 minutes in, Phil Fives is going to take this crossing pass from Dylan Serta to put Akron up 1-0. And these guys, you know, they're conference rivals. Don't like each other very much. A little scuffle breaks out here in the second half. You know, you had players, you know, talking about each other's moms or grandmas, you know, maybe even some siblings. And, you know, all trash talk aside, NIU couldn't get anything to go in the net. Akron holds on to win this one 2-0 over NIU. And the women's soccer team, they had 2 games this weekend. First one was on Friday against Miami of Ohio, and it didn't end as planned for NIU because obviously they planned to win. But you know, this game looks like it's going into overtime. It's tied at 2. Miami, Ohio gets the game-winning goal with, get this, 5 seconds left in regulation time. Heartbreaking loss for the Huskies. They lose it 3-2. And then yesterday, NIU hosted Ball State. Weather's different. A little rainy than the sunny conditions it was on Friday. The Cards held on to a 1-0 win to give the Huskies their 3rd straight loss of the season. NIU is now 6-7-2 with that season winding down. From football to soccer, from soccer to volleyball to Victory Court, the volleyball team had 2 conference games. The first one was against Buffalo on Friday night. And, you know, just like the football team dominated the Bulls on the gridiron, well, the volleyball team dominated the Bulls on the hard court. Huskies won in 3 straight sets, getting their 14th win of the year. They are looking very strong and impressive as the season is going down. And then on Saturday night, the Huskies hosted Akron. Game was a little bit closer than Friday's. The Huskies needed all 5 sets to pull off the win, but hey, they'll take it. You gotta love those hard-fought wins. NIU is now 15-9 on the year, and they have now won 7 of their last 10 games. And from red and black here at NIU to red and black on the football field, it's going to be the Atlanta Falcons and the Oakland Raiders with our play of the day for this afternoon. Now, over the next 2 days, just happened on Sunday. If you're going to look at here, Matt Ryan is going to get it to Harry Douglas. It bounces off of an Oakland defender and into the hands of Douglas. Staying focused, getting that play done. Atlanta would win this game 23-20 after a Matt Bryant field goal. But that one right there is good enough for our play of the day. And now over the next 2 days, we're going to have the men's and women's golf teams taking the links for the Huskies. Now, we'll be sure to let you know what the results of were that on Wednesday, and that's all with sports now. I'm Eli Gain. Let's send it back to Fiorella and Ryan at the desk.
Thanks, Eli. Coming up, a man takes a tumble off a cliff and lives to tell the story. We'll explain.
I'm in the Honors Program here at NIU. The Honors House is a place where honors students can live together. I lived in the Honors House as a freshman, so I got to meet people right off the bat. I was with students who were in the same kinds of classes as me. So living in the Honors House just meant I had that group to start off with. Living with other honors students made all the difference in my experience, so why go anywhere else?
Northern Illinois University, learning today,
leading tomorrow.
Well-based jumpers are used to taking a plunge, but it's usually after they jump. Here's what you don't want to happen when performing acrobatics near the edge of a cliff. Richard Henriksen was said to be only centimeters from death as he attempted this stunt right here. The stand broke, flinging him over the edge of the cliff. That's 1,200 meters above the ground. One person who witnessed the accident said everyone was certain he had died, but he managed to open his parachute just seconds before smashing into the ground, and thank goodness for that.
I don't see how he thought that was a good idea.
I mean, the bar itself even looks unstable.
My thoughts exactly. We'll be back the same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye, everyone.